I used to have a friend named Fred Hughes. He worked with Andy Warhol, and he lived not far from here on Rue de Cherche Midi. And when I used to live in his house, and Fred had MS, and as it got worse, he finally ended up in his home on Lexington Avenue in a bed in the middle of the living room, and he couldn't speak anymore. So I used to go over there and read to him. And he had a nurse named Darren McCormick, and I guess because I used to read to Fred and he liked me, he gave me this book called The Diving Bell and the Butterfly. Jean-Dominique Bauby, who couldn't speak. Um, the only way he could communicate was by blinking his left eye. And but we knew what he was thinking through his voiceover. And I felt like in this story, because he said that uh, the only way that he could escape his diving bell, which was this, he talked about this uh, contraption for going under the water and going to the bottom of the sea, and this sort of heavy metal and canvas suit kept him prisoner. But through his imagination and his memory, he could escape that. So to me, as a filmmaker, it sort of said, hey, you could put anything you want into this movie. Whatever comes to this guy's mind is possible. And so that would vary the structure and make the structure of the film have, well, it gave me absolute freedom to do whatever I wanted. The movie is beyond subject matter. It's about the essence of consciousness, what it is to be alive. When Jean-Dominique Bauby was not paralyzed, he, uh, I don't think he thought that he was a great writer. I think that he also felt like he was pretty superficial. And there's a moment where he's actually talking about a friend, but it certainly could be about himself or us. I mean, he says, did it take the harsh light of disaster for me to find my true nature? And so until he was robbed of every other distraction other than the meditation on what it is to be alive, um, he wasn't born, in a sense. So um, he was reborn as this butterfly. I think it's a story that makes people want to be in the present, makes people want to look at the person that's sitting across from them in the room, or see their kids, or um, kind of value what it is, or try to really become conscious of what consciousness is. Essentially, there was something about it that I think is interesting as a filmmaker, which is the audience is the confidant of the main character. So everybody in the movie doesn't really know what's going on in this guy's head, but the audience does. You hear his inner thoughts. I felt like it was very important for this movie to be told um, in a French voice. I mean, it was a French author, it was a French man that this thing happened to. He was in a French hospital. Uh, and I don't think I could have done it uh, somewhere else. I didn't want to have American and English people come here and make believe they were French, and French people read French subtitles when people are talking English. It just seemed too fake to me. And luckily, I was able to meet with a group of people that were sensitive enough to this issue, that they agreed with me and let me make the film that I wanted to make.